What's going on, guys? It's Josh here at Takem TV, and today we are starting the boat restoration. The first thing that we're gonna go ahead and do, mainly in this episode, is we're gonna strip everything out of this. All this, old crappy plywood, all the foam that's underneath of it, all the wiring that's left in here, and we're gonna take this boat, break it down into a bare chassis, pretty much. And then from there, we're gonna see what we need to fix, what we need to replace. We're also going to get a better layout of the overall build. With that being said, let's get right into it. Let's start stripping this boat down and see what's underneath. All right, so the first two tools that we are gonna go ahead and use is one, we got an impact driver, take out all of these self-tappers that are holding this wood down. And then two, right here, we got a angle grinder with a flap disc to shave down the rivets that are up along the sides here. You can also use a hammer and like a chisel and just pop them off. But this does tend to work pretty well too. I'm probably gonna try both methods and just see which one works the best. Kind of just depends on whatever style boat that you have, on if the rivets are gonna be super strong or not, honestly. So that being said, let's get right into this. We're gonna go ahead, we're gonna pop this front deck off first. Alright, looks like this front deck is kind of wedged down in there. There's these carpet pad pieces up here on the side. Not too sure what they do, but they're held in by rivets. So we're going to go ahead, get all this taken off, so that way we can lift this foam up out of here. Not quite sure what that was for, but that's out. Ooh. All right. I don't know if you guys can see that, but there's some crusty, wet foam up underneath here. This is the big reason on why I wanted to go ahead and take all of this out again. I mean, it doesn't look like a lot, but this foam in here probably weighs a good 50 pounds or more, and we necessarily don't need it. So we're gonna go ahead, leave this for right now, and just keep on working, taking off as much of the wood that we can out of this boat. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna take off this other trim piece that was on this side over here quick, and then we're gonna go ahead and start working on the deck. There's that second piece right out. All right, so really quick, I just wanted to give you guys, a little close-up of what the underside of that front deck looks like. As you guys can tell, the foam that's down inside of there is all wet, molded. It's holding moisture. I mean, you can see that this side has a substantial amount of mold that's on the inside of that, and that is one of the reasons why we're getting rid of this, but mainly just due to the amount of moisture that it's holding down there in the foam. So I'm glad that we took that off, found out that that's down there, and we definitely don't want that. So now we're gonna go ahead and continue, take out this floor that's right here and see what's under there. So another thing that I'm noticing already, just digging into this boat for 10 minutes, is the hardware that the guy used before me was not stainless steel or aluminum. So therefore, I'm starting to break off quite a few of these screws, and they're also rusting pretty bad, which two things we want to avoid there, you know, broken screws and using steel on aluminum. If you guys are going to go ahead and get into building any of these, please use stainless steel fasteners only, or aluminum. Stainless steel will not corrode aluminum, and aluminum won't corrode aluminum. But if you did not know, like any sort of like just your normal steel with screws and whatever, it'll do what's called galvanic corrosion. So eventually, throughout time, over time, what'll happen is your boat will just start to eat away at itself very slowly due to the metal and the aluminum touching each other, and the steel will always win and the aluminum will always go, just because it's a softer metal. So just one thing for you guys to keep in mind, if you guys ever do any of these boat builds or anything, don't use steel fasteners in your aluminum boats. Stainless steel only, or aluminum. That is not what we wanted to see, ladies and gentlemen. So if we come down here, we take this foam, it's hard to tell, but you guys can see, hopefully, right there on the side, just how much water is holding in this foam. I mean, this style foam right here, that's, you know, the individual foam pieces, is not the foam that you want to put into your boat. So what he went ahead and essentially put in here was an open celled foam, and we want to put in a closed cell foam. So basically what that means is the open celled foam will, over time, will suck up water and moisture and hold it in, kind of like that over there. See all the holes? It's like a sponge, basically. You know, it's just sitting there soaking up the water. And what it'll do over time is it'll rot, it'll mold, and basically it'll just sit here in the bottom of your boat and do nothing for you, have no benefits for you whatsoever, and essentially ruin your hull over time, you know, throughout many years. But it'll also add a ton of weight, which is, you know, one thing that you want to avoid. So what I recommend using is the pink foam. It's all one sheet, like you can't see the individual pieces in it. Either that, or I would recommend using the pour foam that is a closed cell from Total Boat. However, that option is far more expensive. If you go ahead and use the pink foam, it's way cheaper in the long run. Save yourself quite a bit of money. But I'm happy that the guy, you know, went ahead and took out a lot of the foam that was in the bottom of this boat, but I'm also not happy that he replaced it with not the good kind of foam. So, you know, it's adding more money for me, more work for me. And I can tell you, yeah, there's a good shot for you guys. That's all water. This piece of foam weighs about 20 pounds. Like, I'm not kidding. There's just water and moisture caught in this foam, and all what it does is bad things for your boat, and this is what we want to get out. So right now we're just gonna go ahead and take all this out, get it thrown in the back of my truck so that way I can take care of it tomorrow. Alright, so I just wanted to give you guys a little, like, I guess in-person view. Still have all that up there. I'm not going to do anything with this besides I want to take these 3 big chunks of foam out. But back here you can see we got all of that cleaned up, all the foam taken out. Got all of this cleaned up, all of this taken out, which has exposed the hole that I was talking about. So as I can tell you right now that used to be the live well hookup or feed right there. I did a little bit of research and that seems to be where they were on most of these boats. So sucks, but I'm gonna have to get that fixed. But moving on, we are going to take out these rear tubs. So as you guys can tell, there's quite a bit of standing water back there. It's because of how high that drain hole is in the transom, but I'm not too worried about that right now. What I am worried about is getting these 2 humps taken out. I believe I'm going to put them back in, just under different circumstances. I want all the foam that's in there taken out, so we are going to start to remove them. It's basically, it just looks like you got, your spot or your rivets up here on the top holding them in, and then we might have a couple back here and down going on the bottom. That worked pretty well, surprisingly. That is really hot though. So now, I think we should just be able to pop, there we go, pop that whole piece off of there. Now you guys can see all the foam I'm talking about. That is a solid brick of foam right there. So I'm just going to go ahead, repeat that entire process onto this side, and we'll get this side free. Now, this side should be ready. And once again, we have a ton of foam. is our next thing. Be real careful, you know, don't try and damage the boat at all. Basically all we're trying to do is pop this foam out into sections if we can. Just like that. And I kid you not, there's water. I'll show you right now. You guys just saw me break that off. That right there, that's water in the foam. You guys don't want to believe me about how much water gets absorbed by this foam. That'll tell you. So in this trash bag, I'm gonna say there's probably 15-ish pounds of just, little scraps, as you guys saw. So taking all this foam out, it's taking a massive amount of weight out of the boat, and it's definitely gonna have a positive effect on the entire build. So that being said, all we got left to do is this little front piece up here, and then we will be officially done stripping the boat. Alright, so hopefully these big pieces of foam come out a little easier, but I'm thinking that they might kind of be a little bit of a pain. Although it seems like it's wanting to come out relatively easy. That's a big piece of foam. That's pretty good. Oh, 2 pieces? I'll take that. Makes life easy. Just a little bit of cleanup. Woo! one thing I can tell you though, it smells under here. That is a moldy, rotten smell if I could tell you one. Let's go ahead and see if we can get lucky with this side. Oh yeah. There it comes. Once again, in two pieces with a couple extras to clean up. So that is not half bad. I don't know why the fronts are normally easier than the rears, but guess that's just how it goes. So now we just got this little piece left up here. Easy money. One piece, no problem. Get out this spray foam that he put in here. I know that ain't from Fast Tracker factory. And that is it. The boat is pretty much stripped. I know there are a few more pieces in the rear. Alright, so my camera died, but I was able to do a little bit more off camera. I just took out those back walls, took the foam out that's in between there. You guys can really see how rotten that wood is back there. I mean, it's bad. But then I also came up here and I took out this middle deck support. It was just really weak, and I'd rather just take it out to wash the entire boat and then put it back in with new rivets and make it all strong again. So we're gonna pick up this video tomorrow. We're gonna go to the car wash, wash this entire thing out, and just see the overall transformation of it. Okay, so we just got back from washing out the inside of the boat, and as you guys can tell, it is way cleaner than it was. We have quite a bit of a sediment buildup down here that we're just gonna have to go ahead and vacuum that out with the shop vac, which that's okay. Might have to, you know, rinse it out a couple more times with the garden hose. But overall, I'm super pleased with how well this boat cleaned up. I did notice that this wood up here is a little rotten down on the bottom, but overall I don't know if we're gonna have to change this or not. Definitely something that I'm going to be looking at though. However, we are 100% going to have to change out that transom. The next video in this series is going to be us ripping out this transom, replacing it, rebuilding the new one, and I'm going to show you guys how to do all of that In my opinion, there's really no good videos on YouTube on how to replace a bass tracker transom. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Please put it down in the comments if you guys have any recommendations over anything, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.